sometimes people who are not going on the same journey as you're going, they don't understand the challenges that you face. But someone who's going on that path, there's a different, you don't have to over-explain. They're less critical of you because people who look at you from outside, they're looking in, they can criticize all your moves and they can say, oh, you could have done this way, you could have done that way. There's less compassion. But someone who's walked that path, when they see you, they see the effort. Even when the result is not there, they know the effort it took for you to get that, even to fail. They know it takes effort to fail.
And I always say, like, being an entrepreneur, it starts with a little seed. It's your creative idea.
Yeah.
And then you can choose what to do with that seed. So a lot of people, they have a lot of seeds, but they never plant it.
Welcome to Negotiation Secrets. This is your #1 podcast where we talk about everything about negotiation, and it covers topics for people who are entrepreneurs, if you are an employee, and I have people from different parts of the world and different backgrounds, different stages in their career come talk about their experience so we can all learn and be better negotiators. I'm your host, Dr. Gloria Esomeme. I'm an internal medicine physician. I am a negotiation coach. And today I have with me Miss Corinda de Witte. She is a coach as well. She lives in Dubai. She's from the Netherlands. I'll let her introduce herself. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me.
Of course. Yeah. Do you mind telling my guests about who you are and what you do?
So my name is Corinda de Witte. So as you told, I come from the Netherlands. I have my own business for life and leadership coaching. And I'm a trained cognitive behavioral therapist. And I have a beautiful community for female entrepreneurs and female leadership called She Rises.
Cool. Yeah. How long have you lived in Dubai?
Since 2015, I'm here in the UAE.
Oh my.
Yeah, but I started in Alijn.
Wait, you've been here since 2015?
Yes, for a very long time. Yeah.
What brought you here?
At start, love. And then I stayed I made incredible friends here, and now I'm here for I stayed here for my business. So
it started with love, and then it's here for business. See, you converted love to business. Nothing wrong with that.
and also, I built up such an incredible community and such an amazing group of friends. That it really became a second home for me.
Right. I love it here in Dubai.
Also for me.
It's the good life. So this show is called Negotiation Secrets. However, I would just like if you can tell us a little bit about your career, how you moved on, and then now you have your own community that you've built, and the reason behind you building that community.
Yes, so it's quite a long story from where I started. So I started as a cognitive behavioral therapist at the pediatric hospital for sick children. So I helped them with psychology problems, but it was quite tough work because it's children who are abused. They're very sick children.
So were you working with the kids, or were you working with their parents, or
with
both?
The kids and the parents?
Okay.
Yeah. So I was helping them for the whole process in the hospital. I loved what I do, but then I made a jump for sales and marketing. It's a long story to tell, but and I did that for a couple of years. I was leading team. I was working for a big international healthcare company. I started up a business in oncology, but for me, I was a full-time working mom in the Netherlands, and then I came to Alijn, and I had to rediscover myself because suddenly my whole job, my identity changed, and for the first years I became a full-time mom, and that was quite challenging for me because who am I without my job,
right? And
a job I really loved. So that was quite challenging at first.
Okay, then what led to you creating this community for women? Because from what you said, you did like the cognitive behavior therapy for kids and families, and you got into sales, and then you moved to Alijn here in the UAE.
So in my former company, I already did leadership coaching. I was a sales manager. I was leading teams. I was coaching new people within the company. So already coaching people and training people is something what I love. I just love to work with people and to get the best out of them. So that's already like a passion from within. And when COVID hit, because even when I lived in Alijn, I always keep educating myself. So I always love to keep myself busy and educated. So I started my training, my education for life and leadership coaching, then executive coaching, team coaching. And then during COVID, what many people did, it was like a wake-up call for so many people.
Yes.
I started my online business at first, and that went very well because during COVID, so many people were suddenly like, okay, an identity crisis, because now suddenly the rush of life was gone.
That's right.
And people really get
time.
to think, is like, am I happy in my job, in my relationship, with my life?
Yeah.
And really people looked for a way to transform themselves, work on themselves. So this is where it started, and it started with the Temple of Thoughts, my first company.
Mm-hmm. So it was a coaching company?
Yeah, coaching company, and mostly online.
Yeah.
And after COVID, also face-to-face. Then more into the team building, team coaching, and then creating network events, because I love to bring people together. That's one of my strongest points. And from there, as a female entrepreneur myself, I think we don't hear enough what it takes to be an entrepreneur. And we only see the outside.
We see the glam.
We see the glam.
You don't see the tears.
Yeah.
You don't see the tears behind closed doors, the confusion.
And you see the beautiful Instagram stories, the LinkedIn articles, but not what it takes. And I started to be very honest, because I'm a single mom. I have 2 children, 2 daughters. And you really have to have a lot of grit and endurance and discipline.
Just to keep going even when you don't see the results, just keep going.
Yeah. And you have to do what it takes. So I'm not ashamed to say that in the beginning, sometimes one day I was cleaning houses in the morning to make ends meet. And then the next day I was organizing a very high-end luxury event in...
You see that's what I call wisdom, right? Yeah. Knowing when to take a step back and say, you know what, I know who I am. Because I know who I am, I can take a job that's beneath me just to make ends meet. That does not define me. No. It's just me being smart, knowing I need to make ends meet. This particular job will give me the finance I need for me to get to the next place that I'm moving to.
Yeah, and it was easy for me to go back to a full-time job, but I just didn't want to, because I know that I have a purpose with what I'm doing.
Correct.
My life and leadership coaching is really like a purpose to help people transform in their best self.
Correct.
And and I'm grateful for my path, and I'm also grateful for where it took me.
Yes, there's something. I had a guest here. Her name is Suraya Tork, amazing lady, and she's a lawyer. And she came here when she moved from Australia to the UAE. She had to reinvent herself, right?
Yes.
So that's something I think women should learn to do. And it does not have to be the case of you moving to the UAE. You could be moving from the UAE to another place. You could be moving from one community in one country to another community. It's just for you to take a step back and then reinvent yourself and look for the skill sets that you have, not necessarily the job description, the skill set that you have that you can transfer to that community where you now live. Yeah. There's something I want to ask you, because you said you led a big team. What would you describe as leadership? I'll tell you what I see leadership as. I see leadership purely as influence. It has nothing to do with title. The biggest leader is the one who can influence everybody. You could have a title or not have a title, but it's mainly influence. So what do you see as leadership?
Leadership for me, the biggest thing is living by example. So I think to inspire people from the inside out. It's not what you say. People would look like how you act, how do you behave yourself. So I think you should be an example as first, and then people will follow. People will be inspired by you.
Yes.
And leadership is also living from the inside out, to be very authentic. And
that's one of course you have to be real, because people can sniff you out when you're not real, right? Initially they may be carried away by charisma, but after a while then character has to follow through with all the nice words that have been said.
And be very authentic, because I think when you're leading teams, people will feel the energy behind it. If you're really genuine in helping them further.
Of course.
And me being Dutch, I'm also very straightforward, so I think clear communication,
it's important,
is also very important.
Important.
Yeah.
So you lead you lead a group of women, right?
Yeah.
So there's a common saying. I have a different take, but I've seen both where they say women are women's worst enemies. Like women are jealous of other women. Men would help women more than women would. I've seen that, but it's not, I don't think that's the rule. It could happen. And for me, I don't know. I have never been a jealous person. Jealous is not what I struggle with.
Yeah.
What I struggle with is if you make me angry, I would react. So that's what I'm working on. Yeah.
We can talk about that later.
Yeah.
We can have a private session.
Yeah, but jealousy is not a weakness that I have. However, even though it's not a weakness that I have, I've also started putting things in place that would make me never be jealous. So one thing I do is when you win, I call it my win. I'm like, you won, that's my win.
Exactly.
And I celebrate it like it's mine, right?
Yes.
So what do you think about women? What's your experience? Because you gather a lot of women together.
Yeah.
So what's your experience?
So this is the whole vision
Yeah.
behind She Rises. When
Yeah.
I rise,
Yeah.
people will rise together with me. So
Correct.
you never rise alone. Success you never do alone.
No.
And I think what is beautiful of the She Rises community, and I really see it happening, women are pouring into each other.
Yeah.
It's not always what can I get out of you, but how can I pour into your business? How can I help you? And if everybody comes with that energy, something very beautiful exists.
Yeah.
And was also inspiring to hear other female entrepreneurs' stories.
Yes.
And to see how far they come. And it can be very inspiring because one entrepreneur is maybe here, another entrepreneur is here, but you see, she can do it, I can do it
too. Yes.
And it's like, okay, how can I help you to also reach to that level? So it's
Correct.
incredible. So I don't see it at all in the community of She Rises. I think it's an incredible community of very strong, powerful, smart women with all of their own vision and mission. And they all walk in their own purpose.
So you haven't experienced that in the community or outside the community?
So I just don't get involved in it. If I notice that people are speaking negatively or badly about other people, I just keep my distance.
Yes.
So I think it's also being aware of your own. If you're always surrounded by drama, just have a good look inside.
It means you too. You have drama inside you. Yeah, it's because you're attracting people who are like you.
Yeah. So it's an energy what you attract.
I believe that 100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So starting this community, what would you say are the guiding pillars for having a community of women who support each other? So some organizations, someone I love so much, Simon Sinek. I like his leadership style.
Yeah.
So when someone, because when I was in residency, when I was in training, there was a lot of bullying in my residency program. It was so subtle, then later became really obvious, right? And sometimes you don't even know you're being bullied until someone puts a word to what you're feeling, like, oh, that's bullying. And part of the whole bullying process would be people talking about someone behind their back, right? They start with that process. Oh, someone talks about you, and then everyone starts to talk about the person, and then people start to react, and you have this whole group of people who are reacting against you in a certain way. For me, part of leadership is knowing how to squash negativity once it starts to rise.
Yeah.
So if someone comes to me and they said somebody did something, I would say, are you comfortable having me bring that person with you so we can squash it out now, right?
Yeah.
So how do you keep your values? What values do you run your organization by? So that, because we're all humans, we're all flawed, right?
Yeah.
So how do you keep the space healthy? What do you do?
I think it already starts with the community grew very organically. So I can generally say that all the women being part of the community are, they just already have this amazing sets of values. So I didn't experience that at all. But for me, as a personal, how I am a personal, I'm very direct with people. So I wouldn't. If somebody speaks to me about somebody else negatively, I would clear it out directly.
Yes.
And I think this solves the problem quite soon.
So but what have been the biggest challenges you faced with building this community?
I didn't really face challenges because I think I didn't make this community about me. It was more bringing women together, and something grew out of that in a very organic way. So, and I think I communicated that from the start. She Rises is not about me. It's about that we are all rising together. So it means that everybody is a part of this community. So everybody put their energy, or maybe you have an amazing idea to make this community better. So I'm very open. It's like, how can we do this together instead of me leading a community? And that makes it also much easier.
You know what I hear you say?
Yeah.
You have a clear vision.
Yeah.
So that's what I hear you say. You have a clear vision.
Yeah.
So once you have a clear vision, then anyone who reads the vision, who hears the vision, who knows about the vision, and they want to be a part of the vision, it means, okay, we know what we're getting into.
Yeah.
And vision is very important, because without vision, then you lose clarity.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have a clear vision for your. That's
and I even have a bigger vision in front of my eyes. I would really
tell me about that vision, if you don't mind.
Yeah, that it grow even more. That it's really like a community where women feel safe, where they really feel inspired.
Yes.
When they walk away, they're like, "Wow, I got more knowledge, or I learned something. I get inspired."
Yes,
because I think a lot of female entrepreneurs, and not only female entrepreneurs, a lot of entrepreneurs, it can be a very lonely journey.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, and I think this is the feedback what I hear back from. It's so nice to have a community.
Yeah.
And what I love to see, and what's the most fulfilling, when we have a community and we had a gathering together, and I just see everybody, interacting with each other.
Correct.
And you see friendships in between, and you see businesses working together, because this is so nice. It's a community with lawyers, with doctors, with marketing people, with creators, videographers, a DJ. It's so diverse.
Right.
And I love just to see how that's organically...
People just come together.
Yeah.
Right. And because sometimes people who are not going on the same journey as you're going, they don't understand the challenges that you face. But someone who's going on that path, there's a different, you don't have to over-explain. They're less critical of you. Because people who look at you from outside, they're looking in, they can criticize all your moves, and they can say, oh, you could have done this way, you could have done that way. There's less compassion. But someone who's walked that path, when they see you, they see the efforts. Even when the result is not there, they know the effort it took for you to get that, even to fail. They know it takes effort to fail. And I always say, like, being an entrepreneur, it starts with a little seed. It's your creative idea. And then you can choose what to do with that seed. So a lot of people, they have a lot of seeds, but they never plant it. It only stays a seed. And then one day they decide, okay, this is a seed, I want to make it grow. And they put it in the ground, but then they don't take care of it. They don't water it.
They just put it in the ground, and they're looking to other people's results, and they're like, nothing is happening. No, you have to take care of it. You have to take care of it, nurturing, because sooner or later there will be a result.
So, but why do you say don't speak about it?
Because what you sometimes hear, if people speak too soon about their ideas, they're going to listen to other voices outside of them, what make them doubt. And instead of taking care of that seed, they're going to see, is my seed growing? So it's not as big as that tree. Maybe it's not as good as an idea.
But at the same time, if you say do not speak about that idea, right? Sometimes you need people to help you shape your idea, to give it more structure. So how do you balance not speaking about the idea too soon and talking to people about the idea so they can help you flesh it out in a better way?
I think it's exactly what you're saying. Speak to the right people.
The right people.
I think that makes the difference.
It makes a difference.
So that could be the people within the community.
Yes.
Because I think sometimes what's happening when people have an amazing idea, and they speak about it too soon
to the wrong people.
And they're going to doubt it, and they're going to listen to other people. And I always say there's a voice within you. What knows your truth, and just go sometimes sit within, or speak to God. I speak to God.
I'm Christian, so I speak to God.
and He will lead you. So sometimes to be close to God and close to yourself, it will give you exactly the information you need.
And talking about seeds, some people are so gifted
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see myself as very gifted.
I see you as gifted.
Thank you. Thank you. And that's not me being ungrateful to God. I don't see myself as very gifted, but I see myself as the little gifts I have, I maximize it. There's no wastage in my life. I maximize it to whatever extent that I can, right?
That's a gift.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's a gift, yeah.
Yes. And so, but I see so many people very gifted, very talented, but they just hide their talent. I'm like, I wish I could do this stuff that you can do that you're not doing. So
that's my work.
Yeah. So how do you encourage people to first of all identify their gifts?
Yeah.
Right. Because some things are such wonderful gifts. People do not know they are gifted in that area. And then some people actually know, yes, I'm gifted in that, but they're just scared of, is it fear? Or I don't know exactly. Some of my clients that I work with, I can identify what the issue is. So how do you help people identify their gifts, and then not just identifying the gift, because that's relatively easy, but actually go out and make that gift a gift to the world?
To walk in purpose, I would say. And this is also what I say to a lot of women I'm working with. Everybody has a purpose. Even in the community, sometimes people say, but I don't have a job, I don't work, then they say, I'm just a mom. I said, no, you're not just a mom. You're doing something incredible.
Oh my.
And so you don't have to have an own business to be part of the community, because everybody has something to contribute.
Yeah.
Maybe it's your energy, maybe you're an amazing listener, maybe you're someone who encourages.
Yeah.
Or there are other gifts you don't see yet, but other people see in you. And going back to let women or people walk in their purpose, it has to do a lot with limited beliefs. So a lot of messages we grow up with. So we're programmed and we don't even are aware of it.
Of when the programming is being done, you don't know that machine of your mind is being calibrated.
It's on a subconscious level.
Yeah.
So it's the conversations we have on a daily basis in our head, and people are not aware of it.
Yes.
And I have them, you have them.
Oh, we do.
But we just don't choose to listen to them, or we choose to break through that fear. So for me, for example, you can put me in front of an audience for 1,000 people and I don't mind to speak, but put me in front of a camera, I don't like it.
But you're doing great right now.
I'm doing great right now. So, but it's so everybody has their own where you hold yourself back, and now it's like, okay, I have this self-doubt, but I will do it anyway.
Yes.
So
it's more like, even when you have that self-doubt, just do it.
Do it anyway.
Yeah. Just do it. And even if you're gonna fail, at least fail fast.
Yeah. and I learned, because I do boxing. I box four times a week.
What do you
boxing
mean? Oh, really? Yeah. So that means I should not mess with you.
But it's such an amazing, incredible mindset sport, because
I will come to that. Like, you really do boxing?
I really do boxing, yes.
So can you fight?
I can fight.
So please don't mess with Corinda. She'll bring you down.
Yeah, but what is so beautiful is, with boxing you are confronted with fear, because nobody wants to have pain. And boxing really learns you to face your fears and to sit with it, and to sit with discomfort. And to channel discomfortable emotions you have. And my trainer gave me such a good advice, because I also went through quite a turmoil in my private life. And he said, sit with your fears, sit with your anger, close the door and work through it. And sometimes this is all what you have to do, is to instead of getting busier or to distract yourself,
just face it. And ask yourself why. Yeah. So what I ask myself is, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
Like, what's the worst? Like, so maybe I want to take some big leap, like moving to the UAE. It was a big leap for me, because I didn't know a single soul here when I moved here. I just moved here, and I didn't even have a job when I moved here. But I asked myself, what's the worst that could happen? The worst that could happen is I would leave here and I won't like it. I can always go back to America.
You can always go back to your home.
Yes. And I'm also Nigerian. Like, I can also go back to, I can just so many, so I'm like, what's the worst that could happen? I think that's also, like, everyone should have like a guiding light that they use, because for me, when I'm doing a business business deal, that's the question I ask myself. What's the worst that could happen? I'm making a move. What's the worst that could happen? I meet someone. I say, what's the worst that could happen, right? But the drawback with that is the worst that could happen is the worst that I can imagine could happen.
It's a lot of imagination,
and it may not even, it could be worse than I can imagine. What I imagine may never happen, right? But that's my guiding principle is what's the worst that could happen, right? And I think for some people it might just be like, I have this skill. Why don't I just do it? You know, just go ahead and let your light shine. You know.
And I think it's beautiful if you see people walking in their purpose and let their light shine. Because they're very inspiring to others. And also, and I think what helped me, I overcome so much in my private life that it doesn't matter how low you go, you will always come out of it.
Right.
And you always come out of it stronger.
You know, people who, how would I describe it? Grit and resilience is not a gift. You're not gifted with grit, you're not gifted with resilience. You have to go through stuff for you to have that, right? You do not become an overcomer if there was nothing for you to overcome. So sometimes the most amazing people, the people with the greatest push are people who have been through a lot. You may have no idea of what they've been through, but they know what they've been through. And once you see anyone who operates in a different level, just know they've been through a lot.
It's mostly the people with the most beautiful smiles. They have the biggest stories to tell.
They do have the biggest,
about overcoming. And I think this is also what I love about the She Rises, to hear this kind of inspiring stories. To hear the story behind somebody's idea, behind somebody's success. And then,
You talked about purpose, people's gifts, people living in their purpose. How do you think? Because so many people are not sure of what their purpose is, right? So I like to talk, right? So some people are introverts. I am an extrovert, right? If I'm by myself for like 3 days, I start having withdrawal symptoms. I'm like, oh, I need to find someone to talk to, right? That's just who my personality is. So me doing this podcast, that's just me being in my element. It's not hard for me and I truly like people. And so I know that part of my purpose is communicating with people, right? How do you help people find their purpose?
I think deep down, I always start with the questions, what did you like to do as a kid? Because then, you know, you're so unfiltered.
Right.
So for example, I had a guy who was not really happy in his career as an engineer. And he says, I just don't feel the happiness. I don't feel the joy. I don't feel I'm living my purpose. I don't know.
He didn't have any fulfillment in his job.
No fulfillment. And then I said, what did you love as a kid? What were your dreams as a kid? And he said, I always wanted to open a restaurant. I always loved to cook.
Whoa.
And he always wanted to open his own restaurant. But again, he listened to the expectations from his parents, from his family. There's no career, there's no money in it. So he went away from his dream. And I said, why don't you just start to cook again? Not to open your restaurant, but just to get that joy back. So something so simple.
He can cook for his family. I'm sure his wife will be happy.
His friends. So, and he was like, you know, you saw his...
there was like a light bulb.
A light bulb. And he started to cook. Very simple for his friends, just to find that joy again. And then he said, you know what? Maybe I will open my restaurant again.
Wow.
And so this is an example that sometimes deep down, we know our purpose, but we are afraid to listen to it. Or we listen to the expectations from outside. Or their self-doubt or limited beliefs. But I think everybody in the end has something to bring into this world.
So I coach women. Then I have, just because of my position in the hospital, I have residents who would talk to me. I have medical students who would talk to me. I have people of all different backgrounds. And when they're trying to choose a career or where to the next step to take, I have two things that I tell them. And I don't know if that would align with purpose. I'll tell you the two things, the two guiding principles. So if you're trying to choose a career that would pay for the lifestyle that you want. right? And choose and do something that you enjoy. If you can combine that together, you'll be truly happy.
Yeah.
Because if you choose a career that would pay for the lifestyle that you want, then you're not going to be stuck, right?
Yeah.
If you like to travel business class and you can afford it, or if you like expensive things, you can afford it, and then it's something that you enjoy, and that way you have balance. However, if you do just something that you enjoy, so maybe for example you want to be a teacher.
Yeah.
I think teachers should be paid much more than they are being paid, right?
Agreed. Yeah.
But we know teachers are not paid well. You say, oh, I enjoy teaching, I want to be a teacher.
Yeah.
At the same time, you say, oh, no, I want to travel business class twice every 3 months. You can't afford that. So it's just having that balance between the life that you want and what you enjoy. But do you think people can lose their sense of purpose with that balance?
Everything in life it's always like a medallion.
Yeah.
Everything has two sides, and you have to take the two sides.
You have to.
This is what it is.
You have to.
So maybe you love to create music, and that brings you so much joy.
Yeah.
But it doesn't give you the paycheck you would really want.
Yes.
So then you can choose. Am I going to work 9 to 5 with an amazing paycheck and I can buy all these things? Or I do what I love, it's passion.
Right. So something's got to give at some point.
Yes, sometimes I have to give at one point. And for
Yes.
me, for example, making my own business also took sacrifices. It's so, and this is the other part of the medallion. If you want to have your own business as an entrepreneur, it means also that it costs you something. And it can cost you a lot. But for me, because I know where to go and I know my passion and I know it's my purpose, I'm willing to sacrifice that part. But there's no easy road. It doesn't matter.
There is no easy road.
There's no easy road.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what you choose
to do.
But what I do see when I'm coaching, like on an executive level, is that some people, they are suddenly in the dream job they have and it's not as great as they thought. And they're even losing a touch of humanity.
Yes.
Because they're run by their agendas, they're run by their company, they have hardly time for their friends, their health is declining. So the cost of their goal is not in balance. It's not. So sometimes what we think what we want to have and we're chasing it's in the end not what we want.
And sometimes it's good to taste it and then know it's not. Because if you think, oh, I need to have this title for me to feel accomplished, it's good to pursue it and get it. And then when you get it and you say, okay, I've tested it, this is not what I want, it's easy to let it go. Unlike when you keep aspiring and you keep dreaming, you think, oh, that would have given you happiness, But at the end of the day, happiness has nothing to do with accomplishments. It has nothing, because my happiness now, when I have more resources now compared to when I didn't have resources, it's the same.
Yeah.
It's just fine. I can buy more things now than I could buy before. I have less things. So then there were things I would worry about that I don't worry about now. But there's still things I worry about now that I didn't have to worry about before, right?
Yeah.
People think if you have more money, you're going to be happier. Yeah. Maybe when you no longer have to worry about food, clothing, and shelter, I think it's those basic needs that make the difference. Once you can pay those basic bills, happiness, having more things doesn't make you happier.
Yeah. And I think to be appreciated for what you already have.
Yes.
There are so many things what we take for granted in life. And sometimes it takes a situation in our life that we lose it to appreciate what we had. To reappreciate.
Can you give an example of a situation where you have to lose something for you to now really appreciate it when you finally have it back?
So for me, myself on the personal level, I lost a lot, but it was only like in materialistic things.
Yes.
And it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay. If it's material things,
you
can get it back.
You can all take it back.
And you get it new. You get newer ones when you get it.
But I think like health, friendship, inner peace, a relationship with God, good people around you.
That's priceless.
And I have been in situations that people were like, how can you stay so calm? And I had still so much joy within me. Because instead of looking to people who had more in that moment, I was always looking, God was placing people in my life who had less. And see, look at you. You have a house, you have kids, you have food on the table, you have your health. And it humbles you.
It humbles you. It humbles you. But another way to look at it is, You don't even have to look at who has more or who has less,
Yeah.
right? Just like, I'm okay. Because there will always, because sometimes when you look at the person who has less,
Yeah.
there could be that sense of pride and say, I'm better than this person, right? And then when you look at someone who has more, you can feel like, okay, this person is better than me. But that's just things, right?
Yeah.
And the biggest thing is to have peace, irrespective of what level where you are.
And the beauty is that it's our mind who is worrying. It's worrying about the past or worrying about the future. But I always say, be connected to this moment. In this moment, you have everything.
You have everything.
Yeah, in this moment, you have everything. It's such a simple trick. In this moment, you have everything.
Like we're talking right now, all you and I need is just you and I to have this conversation, and we have everything.
Yeah. And everything is still possible.
Everything is still possible.
Yeah.
That is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, let's switch the gears a little bit.
Okay.
Right. So I teach women how to negotiate.
Yeah.
And
I love that.
Yes.
That's very powerful.
Yes. I teach women how to negotiate, and for me the biggest my negotiation superpower is knowing your value, know what you bring to the table.
It starts with that.
That's what it starts with, right? So for you, what do you think is the biggest negotiation secret that you have?
What I find so funny, we didn't grow up with negotiation.
How to
negotiate.
You think so? I think we all did.
Yeah.
We just didn't give it words.
Yeah.
Oh my God. When you were a child, I'm sure you were negotiating with your parents to get the things you wanted.
Yeah. I see it with my two daughters. There's one, she's very good in negotiations. She doesn't accept no. And the other one is more...
Just more agreeable.
Yeah. But so for me, myself, I worked in sales. And I know I was approached for a company to work for them.
Yes.
And I really had the mindset, I'm going to negotiate this in a very well way, because in my other company, I didn't do it. I was so grateful that I got the job.
Oh, especially women who have not had a job before, and they offer you anything.
Yeah.
Like if you took a break to raise kids, and you're like, okay, I'm getting back in the market. You're like, oh, thank you so much. You don't even ask for more.
And then during your work, you see your value, you see what you bring. But when you're in a company, it's harder to negotiate. So I was like, now I'm going to negotiate from the start.
Yes.
And it is satisfying.
It is satisfying, yes, when you ask for things. And people are scared of asking.
Yeah, and asking, and this is something what I learned my daughters, ask.
Yes.
Learn to ask.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And because what is, okay, they can say no, and that's it.
Yes.
Then it's a no. So for me, the honest thing is that negotiation becomes better the more self-worth you have and the more self-love you have.
Yes.
So when I started my company, my prices were lower because you're like grateful to have clients.
Yes.
But when you know the value you're bringing to the table and how it can transform their company or how it can transform their life, it's not really then about the money, but it's more about the value you can bring.
Yes. Yes.
And that's a different. Yeah, that's a different negotiation.
Yes. No, personally, I'm pretty expensive.
Good for you.
Yeah. Because I know it's not everybody how would I put it this way? If what you're going to invest in the coaching, you can't I can't 10x it for you, then I'm not going to work with you.
Yeah.
Right. So if you pay me and then I look, even if I troubleshoot your situation, this money is not going to come out, then I would say, I'm sorry, I cannot work with you. Yeah. So there's a lady who I was talking to it was last night. She called me and she had a contract, and she's a doctor. She had a contract, and she said, they gave me this contract. I really want to say yes. I already told them that we should start. She kind of almost told them yes to the contract. I looked at it. She was a resident, and now she's getting like an attending job. I said, did you ask for anything more? She said, no. I said, remember, the first offer is never the best offer.
Yeah, there's always more. Yeah.
Yes, and I looked at it. I'm like, you could ask for $30,000 more here. You can ask for $15,000 here. You can ask for $20,000 here, right? And then she said, "Oh, okay." You know, some people just take they grab the first offer because they're just so grateful, right? So this
again, it also has to how are you programmed.
Yeah.
So it has a lot to do with your upbringing.
Yeah.
How is your family speaking about money? You know, maybe your upbringing, maybe your mom said, when you ask something and your mom said, money doesn't grow on trees. Or, you know, it's a waste of your money. Or money is evil. So it's also what kind of,
yes,
with what kind of belief system did you grow up?
Because it's so common, right? I see the people I know who struggle the most financially are the ones who have a negative attitude towards money. They feel like, oh, all these rich people.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you want money. So how is that supposed to align when you have a negative idea or you have negative belief systems about money and people who have money?
For me, money is just energy.
To me, it's a means to an end.
Yeah.
You know, I want to go to America, then I would buy my ticket with money. Then money is taking me to America, right?
Yeah.
I want a bag that can put my stuff in. Then money gives me that bag, right? I have maybe there's a kid who needs to pay their tuition. Then I have money to pay that tuition. It's not necessarily it's the tuition that's being paid. Money is a means to an end. I like money, but money almost means nothing. As much as I like it, that's the same way it means nothing to me.
I get what you're saying.
Yes.
It's just a way of, you need it for your living. But for me, it's more, money is like energy. You know, it's when I pay for your skills.
Yes.
It's energy I'm putting in and you give energy back. So I'm not losing anything.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it gives something back towards you. So also for me, giving to other people, it's something it's putting seeds in everybody.
And there's a joy it gives you when
you're
adding value to people, especially those who can never pay you back.
Yeah. And what I also do believe is a very good thing for your business is to give that 10%.
Oh, you believe in giving 10%?
I believe in that.
Why so? Because it's in the Bible?
Yeah, it is in the Bible, but also I believe in the principle of giving back.
Yeah.
Giving back if you're blessed in a way that we are.
I agree with you 100%. I agree, because I used to, when I still worked full time, I used to have, there's a way I used to split my income. I would have 60%, because it was the income was relatively fat. So I would have about 60% go to my savings, my investments. Then I would have 10%. That's just for me. I think it was 10-15%, which would go towards just giving.
Yeah.
And then I would have the other percentage just so that way I didn't care. I could spend whatever I wanted to spend with what was left from that. And then if I had any other side income, then that would go into money to spend. So it was something that I did purposefully just to have people that I give. And it was, some people would say you give, you're Christian. Some people would say you do the 10% to church. But I really did not do the whole 10% to church. It was you need someone's...
It's not for the 10% that I give it to church.
Yeah.
I just more for people who need it.
Yes. There's a lady who needs, she's stranded.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you don't have housing at this point. Okay, I can support you a little bit here and there. Yes. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I think it's just the joy.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe
there is a joy in
there
giving.
There's a joy.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily the reaction I get from the person. No. It's gone out of my hand and I just have this joy and peace knowing, okay, this person is going to feel better just because I had this resource to help that person with.
There's this beautiful saying about prosperity and about abundance.
Yeah.
And you have those people, they have this scarcity mindset. And they're very, I don't know, they hold on to their money. But money needs to move.
For it to grow.
It needs to move to grow. So you have this big river of abundance. Yeah. And then you have people, they have this small buckets and they get a little bit of water out of it. And maybe they take a bigger bucket and then they hold on to it. But you have also people who jump into that river, and pour into others, pour into this. And it's like this never-ending stream. It's just money.
Yes, it's just money.
It's not, and I can say it because I've been in different stages of my life. I've been in stages that I didn't have any. What is not a nice position to be in.
Yes.
But it's also good to be in that position and to see you will manage in the end.
It may be tough.
Yeah. And,
Maybe
and for me, it's different because what I say, God is my provider. In that way, I really experienced that in my personal life.
Yes.
So in the end, all these worries in my head, I was like, what was I worried about?
Yeah.
He took me out of it. He didn't let me there.
Yes. It's tough when you. It's tough when you don't have, right? It's tough, but at the same time, the times I didn't have, I kind of told myself, because I always knew I was going to have, right? I always knew.
You will never stay in that situation
forever. So I would tell myself, you know what, Gloria, you don't have now, just enjoy it, because what you're going through now, you would never go through it anymore. Just enjoy it.
And I also think that it prepares you from when you have it, that you're more conscious in how you spend it. So if bigger blessings are coming, you need to be prepared for it.
Yeah, it gives you the right mindset.
It gives you the right mindset. And it also opens you up for the people around you.
Yes.
Otherwise, maybe you would not be aware of it. And life is bigger than only you.
The life anybody who lives for just themselves, you're not living.
No. And life is so temporary. We cannot bring anything. This is also the fun thing. We are collecting all this stuff, all those materialistic things, but I'm like, we cannot bring it anywhere.
Right.
And I had a nearly death experience delivering my oldest daughter, and it really changed something within my mindset, because at that moment I could see in the real important things of life, there's nothing you can do.
Right. Yes.
It's
you have no control.
You don't have any control, and you all think in the future, but you don't know
if you're going to have that future.
So you have to have so much appreciation for life,
right?
For health, for everything you have in the moment.
Yes.
And be grateful.
Grateful for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because that I've never had a near-death experience.
Yeah.
However, I live my life based on this principle. I don't live above my means.
No.
I don't live below my means either.
No. That's good. Yeah.
I don't live below my means. Yeah. Some people, they live way below their means. They're like super rich, and then you see them, they're just kind of like pinching all the pennies. That's not me. Yeah. I'm not gonna live below my means. At the same time, I'm not gonna go into debt to try to impress anybody.
Yeah. That's a good way of living.
Yes.
You don't have to impress anybody. There's nobody to impress.
Yeah, and I don't even care. Because the more you try to impress people, the more disappointed you get, because you feel, oh, I'm going to impress this person. And when that person is not impressed, then you're going to feel sad.
Yeah.
So what last words do you have for my audience?
That everybody has a beautiful gift inside themselves.
Yes.
And that it's so beautiful to live in your purpose.
Yes.
You're created for a reason. There's a reason why you're in this world and why you're alive. And even like small acts of kindness on a daily basis can have such a great impact on someone's life.
Yes.
So sometimes we think in really big things we can do, but I always say, what are small steps you can do today? What can make a positive change in your life and in the life of others?
That is so beautiful. So where can my audience find you?
Where can I find you? Through you.
Yes.
Where can I find me? Everywhere in Dubai. They can find me on my Instagram.
Yes.
My personal Instagram, Corinda de Witte. Or Temple of Thoughts Coaching of She Rises Dubai.
Okay.
And if you're a female entrepreneur and you want to be part of our community, you are more than welcome. It's for everyone.
Nice. Do you have like online versions? Because my audience is all over the world.
Yeah, I want to start with an online online masterclasses.
Okay.
So that could be for the next. That's my next step.
That's the next step. Excellent.
You already.
So let me do my call to action to my audience. So you all know how I do it. I have 3 asks. The first ask is based on a conversation I had with Corinda. So the first thing I want you to do this week is for you to sit down and try to find out your purpose And one thing you need to know is your purpose is in a spectrum. At one phase in your life, you may be living in a purpose, and at another phase, you need to pivot to move to something different. Life is not static. So why don't you sit down and ask yourself, am I living in my purpose at this point in time? Maybe you were living in your purpose before, but are you living in your purpose for today? So look inwards. You know yourself more than any other person. So look inwards just to be sure you are living in your purpose. And if you need help, you can reach out to either of us and we can dig in deeper with you. And the second call to action is, I want you to like this video, share it with your friends, click subscribe to my channel. Let's build a community of women and men who are negotiating for the best life possible. And then the last thing, you know how I leave you guys all the time, I truly believe you have the potential to be great. So go be great.